My name's Mark O'Mara and I'm an English teacher, and I want to talk to you very quickly about how you use commas in lists in your sentences. There are a bunch of things that we use commas for, I think about 14 of them in English, and this is just one of them, but it's one of the most common ones. So the first thing that we use, that I'm talking about today, is if you're talking about three things, and this is something we fairly typically do. Three is a very common combination of things. So I might say, we have three pets, Indiana, Emmylou and Zelda. And you use your commas to break up all the items in the list except for the last one, and the last one is separated by an and. So it's Indiana, comma, Emmylou and Zelda. You can use a comma before the and if you would like, which I'll show you this sentence here. I know that some people have been told by their teachers, oh, you can't put a comma before an and, but that just isn't true. You definitely can. Professional writers do it, all kinds of style guides say it. I'm not even sure why people say that, to be honest. You can, but you don't have to. Like, there are very, very few sentences that will be confusing if you don't put that last comma in, so it's perfectly okay to leave it out, and I would say the majority of writers leave it out. So, here is the way it looks with the minimum commas, and here is the way it looks with that extra comma, which is sometimes called the serial or the Oxford comma. And I want to talk to you very quickly about why that might be useful. Let's say that we have this sentence here, which is, my favourite foods are pizza, chocolate and fish and chips. Now, depending on how we punctuate that sentence, I might have three favourite foods, or if you're watching my fingers, I might have four. So, here's the first way we could punctuate, the kind of minimum comma way. I have favourite foods. All my favourite foods are pizza, comma, chocolate and fish and chips. And because it's just and fish and chips as plain text, it's up to the reader to decide whether I mean that fish, I really love fish and I separately really love chips, or whether I in fact love fish and chips. But if we use this Oxford or serial comma, we can in fact see that fish and chips get grouped together. So this time, my favourite foods are pizza, chocolate, so pizza, comma, chocolate, comma, and fish and chips. And as you can see, each of the three is broken up with a comma. The comma basically says, I'm talking about a separate thing here. You could just as easily write that sentence as, my favourite foods are fish and chips, pizza and chocolate, and remove the need for it. So, it's up to you as a writer to make yourself understood, but be aware that there isn't a hard and fast rule about that comma before the and. If you think it adds clarity, then go ahead and use it. And if you are somebody who likes minimal punctuation, you can just as easily leave it out. Now, just before I finish off, it doesn't have to be three things. You can have a very long list. You can say, the states in Australia are Tasmania, comma, Victoria, comma, New South Wales, comma, Queensland, comma, and so on and so forth, and then you get to Western Australia at the end if that's the way you're moving across the country. So you can use it for really long lists, and again, you've got that choice whether you put the comma before the and. So that's how you use a comma in making a list in your sentence, and I hope that's useful too.